The waiting room can be thought of much like a virtual green room. It's a room where your participants will sit in before they go live to air, and you can play out a media source to them. They can watch that or listen to that before they are dragged into another room and go live. You could play them a promotional video. It could be a holding slide. It could be some background music, whatever you would like to send to your waiting participants. The default size of the waiting room is 12 guests, but this can be increased. All you need to do is speak to your Quicklink sales representative and request some more seats in your waiting room, and we can look into that for you. Now, before you start to get people into your waiting room, you will want to configure the room settings. Now, all you need to do is hover over the room here, and you'll see that the pencil icon has appeared. Click that, and that opens up the room settings. You can set the data rate anything up to 4 megabytes. You can turn audio conferencing on or off again. That will enable the people sat in your waiting room to talk to each other. You can have that on or off depending on whether you would like them to be able to converse with each other or not. There is also an auto connect feature here as well, but I'll go into that in a little bit more detail shortly. Down at the bottom here, you can change the name of your room as well if you wish to do so. Click save once you're happy with all your settings. Now, in the main function of the waiting room, it will look like this. And what you would do is say you have a server channel that is playing out some media. You would pop that into the playout slot there. You would then drag in your guests into the seat, and they are now sat in the waiting room watching whatever you are sending to them. Now, the other function, as I mentioned briefly previously, is the auto connect function. So with that enabled, if I go back into the settings here, basically, this means that anybody that comes into your device list will automatically be dropped into your waiting room if you've got something in the playout position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Create software, and I'm going to send back my starting scene here back to my waiting room. You see that's begun now. If I head back to my portal, as soon as that has started and has dropped into the waiting room position, you'll see that my 2 guests will go straight into the waiting room. We'll just give that a couple of seconds in order to, there you go, just like that. It's as quick as that. You'll see that I now have 2 users connected. I haven't had to do any dragging or dropping whatsoever. They're automatically in there watching the scene that I'm sending back from my Create software. Now, once you have people in the waiting room, you'll probably want to monitor this as well. All you need to do is click on the Open Preview window icon here, and then press Start Video Tiling. There you go. You'll see that the 2 guests are in fact me. In this one, you can see the program return that I'm sending back, and then all of the guests. If you had more guests, they would all appear here, and you can monitor everybody. And you can also show the information on what's going on here. So you can see everybody's resolutions and their data rates and their names and some useful information like that. You can identify anybody with bad connections if you're seeing a lot of packet loss there as well. And that is a very quick overview of how to use the waiting room. Thank you for watching. You can access other instruction videos on our YouTube channel or by navigating to support.quicklink.tv.